Good evening, dear all. English without borders is so happy to welcome all of you to our Thursday webinars. And each Thursday, exactly at 6 p.m., we are receiving guests from all over the world and people who are joining via Zoom and via Facebook. So we welcome all of you and thank you for following EWB webinars, because this is a great opportunity for you to stay tuned on the latest trends and best practices that our speakers usually share. And today we have a new speaker. So we have today a speaker who is, despite his young age, has a lot of experience to share with others. And let's welcome Shohahshoh Rahmatulloev. And Shohahshoh is the first time speaker at the EWB webinar. And today he will be talking about flipped learning, redefining education. So just let me share some words about our speaker. So Shohahshoh Rahmatulloev is educationalist with strong curriculum development and teaching background. He graduated from the SOAS University and the Institute of Education at UCL, and has worked as an educational consultant and officer within esteemed international organizations. He also has a solid year of experience teaching in the UK mainstream school. Currently, Shohahshoh is making a positive impact as a secondary teacher at an American school in Dushanbe. His teaching philosophy is rooted in a liberal and humanistic approach, fostering an inclusive and empowering learning environment for his students. He's passionate about helping students reach their full potential and making a difference in the lives of those he teaches. So welcome once again, Shohahshoh, to the webinar. Dear participants, please feel free to put your questions and to address your questions to our speaker after his presentation. We will be addressing your questions later on. So please stay active, and over to you, Shohahshoh. Thank you so much. Shohahshoh, please unmute yourself. Yes, good.
Thank you. Hi, hello. Am I audible? Yeah, perfect. Good evening, afternoon, or morning, depending from where you're joining us and watching us. So thank you, Ms. Nasiba, for this introduction, and thank you also for giving me the opportunity to share my experience and knowledge with other teachers and colleagues. And as we said, okay, shall I start sharing my screen? Well, okay, one moment. Here we go. Yes, as it has already been mentioned, that today I'm going to talk about flipped learning. This is one of the most innovative approach in teaching and learning. So, and I decided to put the title like this: Flipped Learning, Redefining Education. Just a moment, let me minimize it to one speak. Thank you. Okay, yes, and why did I put this title, and what do I want to say by this? And you know, as in the world of education, as every day new research is being done by educationalists, and with every new research and approach educationalists come up, you know, it influenced the definition, it influenced the notion of education, or it influenced the notion of teaching and learning. So, and obviously flipped learning approach is one of them. And it shaped the education a lot, and we will see for the coming 40 minutes, 45 minutes, we will discuss about it. So as you noticed, here's the picture, put it upside down, and you might be asking that, what's happening here? Yes, and this is related to the topic, and yes, but yeah, don't worry, I'm not making you to teach upside down or standing on your head and teaching. Yeah, but as we proceed further, you will see the connection and it will make sense to you. So today we are going to talk about the concept of flipped learning. What does it mean? The definition, we define it. And then we will talk about the advantages of this approach, and we will look how to implement it in the classroom. We'll also discuss about the learning models. There are models of flipped learning that we will look in detail, each one of them. And I will also discuss, of course, the challenges that the teachers that have used it so far, they also shared their challenges and experiences. We will discuss them. And I will then share some tips to maximize learning in the flipped classroom. And at the end, we will move to our Q&A part. And if you have any question, just keep it, and then at the end, you can ask it. So at the beginning, I just wanted to share a story behind this approach. And in 2007, two American secondary teacher, introduced this approach, the flipped learning, and how they came up with this. So their students, when their students stopped missing this class because they were part of the basketball team at school, and so they missed a lot of the important content. So in order not to repeat the lesson for students, so what did this teacher do? They came up with very important idea. They decided to record the lectures and send it to their students. And so the recorded instruction used, and the class time was mainly used for engaging in a critical discussion and going deeper to the topic. So this is the main thing that Jonathan Berman and Alan Sam, they started using it, and ever since it gained popularity, and educationalists did a lot of research in this direction, and they contributed to it, and it developed it also. So what is flipped learning? Here I have a picture for you, and I want you to pause, take 10 seconds to look at the picture. What is happening there? Now, so you see a bottle that contains a liquid, some liquid, we don't know what, let's say water. So, and then they turn the bottle upside down and the liquid changed its place. So you might ask how it's related to flipped learning. This picture actually describes and very beautifully describe what is flipped learning and the definition. And let's check with the definition. So it says that it is a pedagogical approach in which conventional notion of classroom-based learning is inverted, that students are introduced to the learning material before the class. So it says that, I mean, the learning materials, whatever teacher teach in the classroom, they learn it before coming to class. Here's another education. Another definition of this approach. It said that in the flipped classroom model, what is normally done in class and what is normally done as a homework is switched or flipped. From here, it gets its name, flipped learning. It means that you're turning it. What was usually students did at home, now they're doing it in class. And what they did in class, they take it as a homework. Interesting, isn't it? So you might be asking that, why we need, this learning, how it benefits us. And it is, it's very difficult. It's extra burden. It is, headache. And if you think so, I totally agree with you, because yeah, it requires a lot of practice, and it requires, dedication and lots of extra work at the beginning, of course. And why should we do that? So it says that, just a moment, how can I get rid of this? Anyway, it unlocks the learning potential. So what it is then that is learning, unlock the learning, but here's another picture. I like to explain things by picture, by visualization. It helps much better to comprehend the topic. So pause and take a look at this picture and what it says about flipped learning. So as you see, it also illustrates that, students learn knowledge and skills, go online using online content provided by teachers. They learn it at home, and this prepares students for more complex thinking in school. So here, the picture illustrated in a very concise and clear way that whatever they learn at home is related to understanding and remembering. We will later look at it. And at school, they come, they create, they analyze, they apply and evaluate things. So let's see what kind of advantage this learning approach has. First, it increased student engagement. And flipped learning, the traditional classroom is transformed by making students more actively involved instead of just passively listening teacher. So increased engagement, this is the first and foremost goal of every teacher. We all, try to increase engagement in our classroom. We want our students to participate. We want them to ask questions. We want them to analyze. We want them to raise their voice, to show their stance on any topic. So this is our primary goal. So it says that one of advantage of flipped learning is increased engagement. So here's the second advantage, personalized learning experience. So what does it mean? The flipped learning allows students to learn at their own pace. And it means that when you post for them the video or the lecture, whatever it is, and they learn it at home or they watch it, they take their times. They can watch it like 2 times, 3 times, or as more as they wish, and probably taking just water and having their biscuits around like I have right now, and learning. Nobody push them, nobody harsh them. They can learn at their own speed. And usually at class, when teacher explains something, and if students doesn't know, if a student doesn't know, or if a student get confused, he or she might not ask. Probably he might be shame, or there was something else. But at home, he can watch many times the video and get the meaning. So the third one is it catering to different learning style. As we know that every student, every individual has its own learning style, according to many research, although some researchers do not agree with that, but generally it says that students have their own like learning style. Some of them are visual learners, some of them are kinesthetic, and so on and so forth. So this is the flipped learning model, or flipped learning approach, is very unique. It recognizes this different style of learning. That's why it caters the difference. So and the fourth advantage is it promotes critical thinking. Well, it is obvious when students are engaged, when they learn, it is adjusted to their learning needs, the content. Of course, it will take them deeper to another level. It encourages them to develop critical thinking skills through creative, active participation when in class the discussion happens, or group working. And the fifth one, collaborative skills, something that students can develop through flipped learning. It creates the environment where students share, collaborate with each other, with their peers, and this is the way that they can learn much better. When they learn, or when the knowledge is generated as a result of collaboration, students absorb it much better. Also, there is another theory talks about the Vygotsky, this theory. This is very important, that fostering collaborative environment, students learn together by sharing knowledge and sharing together, solving the problems, and developing crucial communication and teamwork skills. This is very important, that every teacher try to give these skills to students, to make them, and it is very demanding in today's job. Wherever you take any job application and requirement, you see that you need to have good communication and collaborative skills. So this is something important that education nowadays want to develop in students. So how to implement the question? If we look at these advantages, it sounds very promising approach, and you might be saying, well, I'm going to use it. So, and then the question will pop out, that how should I use? So here's the basic plan for implementing flipped learning. As we said, that teachers send the lectures home to students. They watch the lecture and come. They already have the knowledge and come to school and get involved in a school activity, in-class activity. So for that, you need to choose, first of all, the online resource. It should be in line with your curriculum and learning objectives. So here I just put 3 online tools where you can get these videos. So the YouTube and TED Talks, these 2 are the platforms that you probably use every day. And the 3rd one is the Khan Academy. It is also very interesting and very helpful tools for teachers, despite what subject are you teaching, is math, physics, biology, or language, or art. It has all the resources there. You can go, you can find the video that you need, and then you can use it for your students. If you don't find the video that is addressing your need, or it is in line with your objectives, then you need to choose the 2nd one, the pre-recorded. Use some software recording or video editing tools to create your pre-recorded lecture. You record yourself and then send the recording to your students. So when you choose the 2nd one, make sure that your video is very concise. Don't record long video like 2 hours. This TikTok generation, you cannot make them watch a long video. They are used to this 10 to 15 seconds video. That's why, in order to make it interesting, it needs to be concise. So 2nd, visually appealing. Make it interesting. This is very important. So students, if it is very record in a monotone, like use monotone, or you're just sitting in one place and recording yourself, students, when they listen, they get bored with it. So try to use your creativity and make it more interesting to your student. And another thing is very important, make it easy to follow, coherent. Don't make it complicated. It should be very easy and clear. After watching that video, students should not have question. So it should be like clear cut. So if you do this one, if you choose one of the 2nd or 1st one, so once you're done, you might also ask a question that, okay, if we do like this, till today, we taught everything in class. And if we start the information that we taught in class, if we record it and send it back to our student, they watch it at home. So what should we do at classroom? We left with nothing, Well, if you have this question, yes, I acknowledge this is a legitimate concern, but you don't worry that as far as I know, you're English, most of you are English teacher. You're teaching language, English language. And I'm sure that English language is full of, surprises. And for example, you only record the basic thing. Well, let's take some examples so make it more tangible to you. Okay, let's take grammar. Let's think you're teaching grammar, and this is the most boring part of learning English, the grammar, as I know from my experience. And let's think you're teaching present perfect tense. Okay, you just record your video. Okay, what is present perfect tense? Just explain it. Show them some simple examples how we write a sentence using present perfect. So these are the basic things, the definition, the basic examples, so that they can have the basic knowledge. So once they come to class, then you need to think of activity. So they have the already knowledge. In class, what you can do hand-on experiments, you can do group discussion, you can have any problem-solving exercise, or you can have a debate with them, which takes the learning to the next level. So this is, the importance of this thing is, for teacher particularly, you are here just as a facilitator, you act as a facilitator, you talk less, which every teacher wish to talk less. And believe me, this can help you to create a student-centered classroom. Or you can like play with them, like the short role playing, and ask them to do the role playing using present perfect tense. This way, students get into more like deeper, they delve into this, and they will definitely face with some exceptional that are in English language. There's so many exception rules that still I am confused with them. Like, for example, letters, you are sometimes, there are some silent letters. You write them down, but you never speak them. Yeah, they are not for your mouth, they're only for paper. These sort of things are in English language a lot. So you can discuss, students will, when they do group discussion, they come up with this sort of questions, and then you explain in class the exceptional rules in grammar and so on and so forth. So this is the basic way to implement. You select the topic, you send it, or you record a video, send it to students, they watch at home, come in school, you create an interactive in-class activities for them. So, and let's look at some examples, successful examples of flipped learning. So one of such example is the flip mastery model. And in this model, students watch the pre-recorded lectures at home, as we said, and come to class ready to engage in mastery-based activity. This is also one approach, mastery-based activity. And this model particularly, it combines flipped learning and mastery-based learning. And students progress at their own pace, and teachers provide individualized support. So you just go around, observe them, and you just give the support, or you just address students' need, any question they have. But mostly it is students who are acting in the classroom. And let's look at this model through the lens of Bloom's taxonomy. And I'm sure that you are familiar with Bloom's taxonomy. So it has the 6 stages of learning of skills that you master. I would say the hierarchy of the skills that you master. You start with remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. This is the highest level. So in traditional model, usually what we do, teacher introduce new materials to students at school, and then give homework. At home, students are responsible for homework in these levels of understanding. For example, when you teach at school, students just remember and understand things. When they go home, take their homework, and they need to apply the knowledge that they learn in classroom. They need to apply it, they need to analyze it and evaluate it. So this is the traditional model. So with flipped learning, it is vice versa. So you send the materials, which is the very basic at home. Students, the new materials you introduce to students outside the classroom as a homework. And when the students come to class, they, together with teacher, take the learning to the next level. They analyze, they apply it, they evaluate it, they create it. And why it's important to do these four things, the four skills with teachers and with your classmates, with your peers. So this is very important to do it. Any questions, because the knowledge is usually generated as a result of collaboration, working together, debate, discussion. And that's why this is very important for students to do these things with others, because we are social creature by nature and we learn in society. This is very good to, that's why flipped learning is suggesting to do that at these four parts at school, with your teacher and with your peers. So this is the flip mastery model. If you want to learn in detail, just go and I can share later, some articles on this. So here's another one. As I spent too much time on first, but let's briefly discuss the next two. This is called station rotation model. And what does that mean? It means that your school there is 3 stations you create. One is teacher station, collaboration station, and technology station. So let me give an example. So imagine if knowledge as is a pizza, it is divided into 3 parts, and you get each part at each station, you get one part of that pizza, one piece. You get the knowledge bits by bits, and then you create it. You come at the online station, you learn something, you get the one part of the knowledge, and then you go with your teacher discuss. There's some knowledge at that station, you learn with your teacher and with other students who are working with. So when you come to the next station, there you can apply the knowledge you learned from technology and from your teacher. And the third part, you discuss that knowledge and also gain some new knowledge from there. You learn from other. So by this way, you build a big picture. You create. If it's a puzzle, you collect at each station, each part of the puzzle, and the puzzle is now completed. So this is called station rotation. It is usually done in the classroom, and try it and see how it works with you. Now we will move to the next model, which is called, why it's not working for me? Okay. Oh, thanks. So the third one is called project-based model. And project-based model is, the idea is pretty much the same, you have two stages, before class and in class. So here students explore a real world problem, question through online research at home. In class, when they come,
Shohahshoh, please unmute yourself. Okay, good.
okay, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Where I muted myself, in which place? Okay, let me. Oh. Okay, okay, let's start it again. So, as I said, it has two parts, in-class activity and before the class activity. So, before class activity is usually teachers give them the topic and students explore the real problem, which is, they face every day. It is, they pretty much see it every day. Let's say like global warming or something, or traffic problem with traffic or whatever. I mean, the real world problem, and they go and they research it online. When they come, they work together collaboratively on the project, applying the knowledge that they learn at home. And teacher just act, we said, that facilitator and guiding students through the project. And I don't know if it is visible for you, the picture. So whatever is colored in orange, it is the part that only students active. It is students' activity. And whenever it gets blue, it means it shows the teacher's intervention. So as we see, it is more devoted to students' work, but teacher is just here and there, just jumping, giving suggestion. If there is a question, just guide them. Doesn't give answer, but just guide them to the right path, and then pull himself or herself out, and then the rest students do again themselves. So these are the three models. You can later go by yourself and watch. There are plenty of video on YouTube or TED Talks. There is TED Talk about this learning approach you can watch, or there are substantial research body that you can go. You can go to Google Scholar, type this, and you will find scholarly article on this. And so at this point, I wanted to, okay, good. We did. So you might have a question that, okay, this sounds very good, but we know that everything has its own advantage and disadvantage, and where are the disadvantages? You only spoke about the advantages. Let me speak about the challenges. You might interested what challenges teacher face when he or she apply these methods of teaching and learning in his class. So here are the possible challenges and possible solutions. I would say that they might not be for you, but that's why I call them possible. So first of all, it is technology, access to technology. Not all students have access to technology, particularly in if you are teaching in a remote area, you might have problem also with the internet. So this is very legitimate challenge. So what is the solution for that? It says that if you have problem with internet, you can use alternative resources like handouts, textbook, or even you use the pre-recorded video and upload it on USB drives and give it to students. They can go home and watch it on, if they have laptop or if they have TV. Today's TV are also all are, have the USB connected. You can put and watch on TV. So there are many ways that you can come up with, and in order to deliver the materials so that they could familiarize themselves with it at home. So the second challenge is students' accountability. We all know that not all students are accountable. They're not taking, responsibility of their not sorry. And for that challenge, you need to do first of all, to create a clear expectation, establish participation policy for your students, and use the online platforms to create this policy and to make it clear for your students and to persuade them to be accountable. And the third one here I wanted to discuss about this time management, which is also a challenge for teacher and also for student as well. So it says the possible solution for that is provide a suggested timeline, offer a schedule or timeline to help your student to plan their time effectively, their time management strategy. You can help your students to work with these strategies to make for themselves a table schedule and follow it, and promote self-regulation, encourage students to set a goals and manage their time wisely. And so these are the possible challenges, and there might be other challenges, of course, when you try to utilize this approach. You might face with other challenges that I didn't mention here, which is very possible and probable that you can. So now, as we discussed about the implementation and advantage and the challenges, here I want to show you a video. Just let's watch together a short video. It is like 7 minutes, but we just watching the first 3 to 4 minutes where teachers were implementing this flipped learning approach in their school, and they share their experience with us and their success, their challenges. Okay, so let's watch it.
So you see how they're in the same family.
What?
Do all of you hear the voice? Is it?
Yes, yeah, it is visible and audible. Go ahead.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, here we go.
What if you took the traditional school day and flipped it on its head? Not literally, of course, but having lessons offered at night at home and homework done by day in the classroom.
These ones, how would I do it?
That's the experiment underway at Clintondale High School, just outside Detroit, an area still reeling from the economic and social ills.
Did it pause for me? Oh, something is getting wrong.
So you see how they're in the same family.
Traditional school day and flipped it on its head. Not literally, of course, but having lessons offered at night at home and homework done by day in the classroom.
These ones, how would I do it?
That's the experiment underway at Clintondale High School, just outside Detroit, an area still reeling from the economic and social ills of the nearby city. The school serves many low-income families and faces tight budgets and declining enrollment.
So what's the number part that I'm going to need for all three?
Just 3 years ago, almost half of Clintondale's ninth graders were failing math, science, and English. And overall school performance was ranked in the lowest 5% in Michigan.
Is that the one you want me to go with?
Yeah.
Principal Greg Green decided to take a risk.
Frankly, we weren't doing very well, and so we had to make a change. I mean, we were desperate for change.
His aha moment came while coaching his 11-year-old son's baseball team. Having learned to record and post instructional videos for his players to watch outside of practice, he was struck by how much time was then left to focus on individual players on the field. He saw the educational potential starting with the power of videos.
Kids can go back and watch them as many times as they want, and me as an instructor or expert, I don't have to redo that all the time, and I can spend my time with the students in class and actually assisting them. And so if I could do that with 11-year-olds, imagine what we could do with 15 or 16-year-olds doing math.
Green went all in, flipping the entire school, urging his staff to rethink the use of technology and how it complements traditional teaching, and getting local businesses to help fund the effort.
So the legislative branch makes the laws.
Now lectures are recorded and posted online.
The American Civil War lasted from 1861 to 1865.
Or teachers can assign outside videos from the popular Khan Academy and TED Talks.
Pretty small, yeah.
Students watch these videos as homework outside of class.
Why do you say it's plutonium?
In class, students now do what was once considered homework, assignments designed to test learning comprehension. Clintondale teachers say this allows more time for one-on-one help and often encourages students to collaborate in problem solving. But English teacher Rob Damron said it took some convincing.
When we first did this, it was funny to look around that staff meeting and look at a lot of staff members, especially the ones that have been here 25, 30 years and saying, what are you talking about? What's a blog? What's a Google group?
Apostrophes makes a noun show ownership or possession.
For teaching for 20 years, I know what lessons kids are going to have a problem with. But I think with doing this flipped approach, there's problems I didn't even know existed. So you really can't hide back there in the corner and say, yeah, I got it. And then the teacher sees later on, well, no, he really didn't get it.
One problem the school faced head-on, students who can't afford or don't have access to technology outside of class. They're given extra time in the school's media lab.
Segregation before 1954.
Taking the technology-driven approach further, some lesson plans are now tailored to have students use the latest trends in social media.
Thanks to the 19th Amendment, us women have the right to vote.
We deserve to vote. We deserve.
So this was the short video just I wanted to share, and as you saw, I've just said that students, teachers who used this approach in their classroom, one thing that they shared that yes, at the beginning it is very difficult, you need to record, but you need to do it only once with one group. When it comes to the second group, you already have the ready videos, you just shared it. At the beginning, initially, yes, I acknowledge that it is difficult, but later it gets easy for you and you will love it. So yes, they mentioned a one-on-one approach that your teacher had more time individually work with each student, and these are all the advantages that we discussed before. Now, these teachers just shared all of them. And here I just want to share some practical tips for maximizing learning English. So learning this flip learning in your class, how you can do. First of all, try to support collaborative learning environment. Encourage your students to open communication, respect, and teamwork among students. So the second, encourage students reflection. So make them critical thinking, promote student critical thinking, and make students self-aware. Provide timely feedback. Regularly provide feedback so that it will get easier for you and for students also to feel themselves more confident and more comfortable in the flipped classroom environment. So utilize technology effectively. Use variety of technology, make it appealing, attractive, and interactive. There are various online tools you can use. So personalized learning experience. So students have different learning styles, and so often variety of resource, activity, and assessment to cater to deliver these needs, and encourage active participation. Design activity that promotes learning and engagement, such as on experiment and problem solving, hand-on experiment of problem solving, group discussion, debate, project. This sort of activity allows students, it pushes students, even if he or she doesn't want, it pushes them. It creates the environment that they automatically get involved. So these are some practical tips that you can maximize this flipped learning. So encourage them to be active, encourage participation, and make them aware of, once students, get used to it, they will love it. So this was generally about the flipped learning. We are running out of time, and I know that it is a huge topic and cannot be covered in 45 minutes. We are just speaking very general thing, general idea about this approach. So this is basically pretty much on my side for that line. And here is the references that I used. You can, the articles and the website I got the pictures from. So thank you very much for being with me. And now, if you have any questions, or if you want to say something, you're more than welcome. Yes, please. The floor is over you.
Thank you, Shohahshoh. It was quite interesting, like something new that the teachers, I'm sure that the teachers probably haven't heard before about this approach, but I think this is a good opportunity for them to enhance, their teaching kind of skills. And we have some questions here. So, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your references. I'm sure that after the webinar, we'll be sharing your presentation, and teachers will go and explore all these opportunities and dive deeper into this topic. So the question is, can you please share your experience of using this approach in your classroom with your students? So so far the video which you showed, it tells about, again, like, some good approach that in foreign countries schools have started using this approach. But how about if we take this approach in the context of Tajikistan? If you have your own experience, please kindly share.
So thank you for your question. It is really good question, and yeah, we need to, sometimes when we teach or we can talk about any approach, yeah, it sounds good, but how we contextualize it, how we bring it to our own context. So first of all, first time that I used this approach, it was in 2021 in London in the mainstream school, and it was during the COVID time. So where all classes were mainly delivered online, schools were closed, and this was a very good approach while you're using online teaching. And what I did with my students, particularly there in the UK, they didn't have problem with technology, but the approach was somehow I would say not new, but they were not quite comfortable with it. But later, when I kept using it, and they saw that when they learn at home the basic knowledge, they acquire the basic knowledge at home, and when they come at school, I don't need to spend time on explaining things and asking them, did you know? I just go right away to the activity, group discussion or debate. And while the debate is going, I kind of, go from one group to another group, and I observe. And these observations give me already the picture who is struggling with what they are struggling, and then I can approach that student who is struggling, and individually I can talk to him and I explain him and answer his question. So in Tajikistan, when we want to use this approach, I never use it here, but if we use it, like in mainstream schools, probably at the beginning, you might struggle with, student will get confused, definitely. But for teachers, it is, as I said, that it is extra work. You need to record, you need to find, you need to come up. Usually how we teach, it is already written in the book. What, for example, as I brought the example of present perfect, like you go to school, what is present perfect? You give the definition, you give some examples, show some examples, and you do like pair work or group work. You don't have lots of time to do this discussion or group work. Most of time you spend for explaining. That's why it is much better if this basic knowledge they learn at home, when they come at school, you directly put them in group discussion or some interactive activity. And I think the student will like, because when you make students move, go here from this group to there and make them talk, the lesson gets interesting for them. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Shohahshoh. So how about, how does this approach work with lower grade levels, with lower level students, maybe just grades 3, 4, or 5, or it's only good to use for upper level learners? What do you think?
Yeah, for lower grade, I would say in this case, you can engage their parents while generally it works with them as well, you know. But the only things that you send the information, probably they have this email or not. It is another question. That's why here it's very important that for lower grade, you need to also to engage parents as well, to involve them so that they could help them with finding the information and getting access to it. So, but when they come to class, of course, you can ask the basic question, you can, the comprehension question, that how much they learned, giving them simple questions and quizzes. Through quizzes or tests, you can check their knowledge, and then you can also do, why not debate? I think they are quite smart at that level, and they can, you know, even surprise teachers with their knowledge. And this is the moment that you really discover your students actually the ability when you ask them to do most of the job. You find out that at which things they are good and where they are struggling. This is, I would say, it may work probably with lower grade as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shohahshoh. I think like all the approaches which you have shared today, particularly flipped learning, this refers to transformative pedagogies, because like it's time for us to move from the traditional pedagogy to something new, because we really want to bring the new generation of creative thinkers and also just, you know, mostly those people who are eager to self-explore, do self-education, and do self-development. I think this is a good approach. And we also have a comment from Aliza McCormack, who has joined this webinar via Facebook. She's thanking you, Shohahshoh, for this seminar, and she's an educational technology professional in New York City. And she will be visiting Dushanbe in late December, and she would love to connect with you and our team as well while in Dushanbe. And of course, like, yeah, Miss Aliza McCormack, we would be delighted to meet with you while you are in Dushanbe. And of course, like, yeah, if you have more to share with English language teachers in Tajikistan, we welcome, because this platform particularly serves for sharing best teaching practices and also just the latest trends in pedagogy, as well as just, you know, bringing together all professionals and sharing all the dimensions of teaching by bringing this community of practitioners, English language teachers across the globe. Thank you so much. So by now we have only just the words of gratitude to our speaker. Thank you so much once again, Shohahshoh, for an interesting webinar, and we look forward to more webinars with you. Well, you will be sharing your practical, you know, experience, how to boost students' language learning skills, and many more to explore together. Thank you so much, dear all. It was a pleasure to see all of you getting engaged in this webinar, and look forward to more, opportunities, and awaiting for you to join for our next webinar next Thursday. And tomorrow we have on Telegram, we have a speaking club, and tomorrow Sarvino's Komilova, she'll be sharing really great time management tools and techniques. And it is very important for us as educators to be familiar with these tools in order to boost our productivity as a teacher, as a professional, and as a person, and to maximize our enjoyment in life. Thank you so much, dear all, and wishing all of you to have a good evening. See you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Shohahshoh.
Thank you. Bye-bye.